Time is pretty cruel to ancient documents. It's just the natural processes, especially when we're writing on organic materials, they deteriorate. We know that people produced a lot of records, but a lot of those records have disappeared just because they were written on unstable medium.
Phase 1 of the Church of Scientology's Archival Project is preservation. Preserving Mr. Hubbard's original written documents.
The reason these documents are so important to the church is because they are the originals, and that's really the simplicity of it. That's the source material for our religion, and that's what we're preserving.
The team begins by designing the Document Preservation Lab. It's a clean, low light, low humidity, and temperature-controlled environment. It's in this room the team will commence their first crucial step. This handwritten document is nearing the end of its physical lifespan. To preserve it, the team will need to defy a natural process built into the paper itself. Even in the absence of all external factors, natural acid within the paper breaks it down from the inside. Over time, the page will slowly destroy itself and eventually turn to dust. This gives the average sheet of paper a lifespan of only 40 years.
That was really the driving force behind it, realizing that if we didn't get this thing done now, we may not have another chance.
Initial inspection takes stock of all evidence of elemental damage and acid decay. The paper is scanned in high resolution, creating a digital master. Next, the team removes dirt and surface particles. The staple is removed to prevent rust and tearing, and the creases are rolled out. They clean the moisture damage with archival solvents and carefully bake any trace of moisture out of them. Next, each page is interleaved with a custom-designed archival paper. This special page is made with calcium carbonate, which neutralizes acid decay and prevents future deterioration. The original is then filed in an acid-free folder and placed in a climate-controlled storage. With all steps complete, the team has all but seized the natural cycle of decay, extending this document's lifespan from decades to centuries. It is now a matter of perseverance, as there are 2.3 million pages to preserve. The Archival Project logs each original in a digital inventory, organizing the materials into chronological sequence and ensuring that the team's library represents the complete collection of Mr. Hubbard's work. But it's here they begin to discover gaps.
There were definitely crucial Scientology scriptures that, while we may have copies, we did not have the original.
To locate these missing items, the team will need to retrace Mr. Hubbard's steps to the international sites he visited. It's a search that will span 4 continents.
It includes places like Melbourne, Australia, Los Angeles, New York, London, Johannesburg, South Africa.
We found missing tapes, we found missing charts in places we would never have guessed that there would have been.
These early manuscript drafts with Mr. Hubbard's own notes and edits were recovered in Washington, D.C. And in Philadelphia, Mr. Hubbard dubbed these 54 charts the non-existent charts when they vanished after a series of lectures he had been invited to give.
The charts have been missing for years, since the mid-50s. However, we had an idea that maybe they still existed somewhere, and we sent one of our archivists to Philadelphia where those lectures were given, and amazingly found them in an attic. That was like astounding. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was like, are these actually really the missing charts? And it turned out they were. It was a very exciting moment.
With the gaps filled and document preservation fully underway, the project moves to its next phase, archiving. Their first priority, more than 5,000 original audio recordings.
The original lectures were recorded on the best tape that was available at the time, but that was 1950. In the early 50s, magnetic tape had just come out.
So we basically wanted to take those tapes and put them onto a truly archival tape that's the best tape in the industry right now.
The team must extract the audio data before the iron oxide coating disintegrates, along with the recorded data. The team begins by designing 4 audio facilities with special low-flow air conditioning units and ultra-quiet electrical systems. Floor-to-ceiling lead-lined walls absorb low-frequency sounds, such as thunder or low-flying planes. An unbroken lining of copper mesh shields the recordings against any possibilities of radio waves getting accidentally picked up by the sensitive machines. Inside, the team outfits each room with the most state-of-the-art recording and mastering equipment available, complete with special modifications based on a breakthrough by Mr. Hubbard himself. In the early days of reel-to-reel recordings, tape recorders were built with tube electronics, which resulted in the highest possible sound quality of the time. But when played back on recorders with modern transistor electronics, the quality of these recordings did not match their original fidelity. Mr. Hubbard discovered the cause. That older tapes always sound better when played back through the same electronics that recorded them. Consequently, the full tonality of the original recordings could only be reproduced through tube electronics. Only problem is, modern playback equipment uses transistors, not tubes. Using older reel-to-reel machines was out of the question, since their tape mechanisms are crude and could easily damage the fragile 50-year-old originals. So the team engineers their own system with the most sophisticated playback equipment to gently transport the tape, but modified with hand-built vintage tube electronics to capture the full clarity and quality of every lecture Mr. Hubbard ever gave. It's a bit like retrofitting a classic Rolls-Royce with a Saturn V5 rocket. With this innovation, the team has everything they need to preserve the legacy recordings of their founder. Up next, the church's Archival Project discovers a tape that is seemingly beyond recovery.